What is up, my pen friends and paper lovers? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Devin. For today's video, I wanted to share my top 3 pen recommendations for those of you who are going back to school. And if you're like me and you're not in school anymore, you can let out a huge sigh of relief and just enjoy all the back to school madness that comes in stationery form. My top pen recommendation for those of you who are going back to school probably won't come as a surprise. It's what's been at the top of my mind and the topic of most of my recent videos. It is the Miniso fountain pen. I will go ahead and link my full review and comparison video in the description box below. That way you guys can hear about it in greater detail, but we'll go ahead and cover some of the highlights here. This is a very affordable fountain pen. It's only $2.30 approximately in the US. This pen is really great for anyone and everyone, and I know I'm being super general when I say this, but especially if you haven't used a fountain pen before, I highly recommend checking out this one because it's so inexpensive. You're not going to break the bank trying something new and sort of outside your comfort zone, especially if you're coming over from the world of gel pens, roller balls, and such. I feel like this plays more in the same arena of dollar amount. Of course, there are exceptions. I think this would be great for note-taking. It's very lightweight and comfortable to hold. It has a triangular grip, so it sort of guides your fingers to hold your pen in the correct position. That has helped me tremendously because I'm coming from the weird, I don't even know if anyone does this, but I wedge the pen. I used to wedge the pen in between these two fingers and oh no. Yeah, it feels weird now doing that, but that's how I used to hold my pen, and it's very uncomfortable. There's a lot of tension there. It's crazy. I wrote like that for the longest time, and I just didn't know any better. This pen only comes in extra fine, which I've found to be a little bit broader than extra fine. And I think that's actually okay that it only comes in that nib size because you're more than likely using cheaper paper, especially if it's for school. You know, there's handouts from your teachers or you're taking notes versus using something that's more broad because that's gonna bleed through like crazy. It does come with 2 black ink cartridges, which is nice because black ink is something that you'll probably be using a lot as a student. It also has a large clip that you can, stick onto your planner or notebook and know that it's secure. Really can't say enough good things about this pen, and if you were to stop watching this video at this point and only take this recommendation, then I would feel okay with that. I would feel pretty good. I didn't start using fountain pens until recently, and I was telling my pen friend Daniel that I think if I was using fountain pens, I might have enjoyed my experience as a student way more. And I know that's a bit of a stretch because there's so many other factors. I just really believe that what you're using in terms of your supplies will make a difference. Because if you don't enjoy using it, then you're going to associate those things with this is an unpleasurable act. Why am I doing this? I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comment section below whether you agree or disagree. But let's move into the next recommendation that I have for you. And it is the Uniball RE. Or you can opt for something like the Friction Ball Slim. I love both brands for different reasons, but the main focus of this recommendation is to highlight that they are erasable. And I think that's really important as a student because you could be taking notes and maybe you're a little bit of a perfectionist and you want the ability to erase. Of course, you could use something like a pencil, but using something like the Uniball RE or the Friction Ball Slim or the regular friction line from Pilot, you have color options, and that can play a huge role in note-taking, especially if you're color coding. The Pilot friction line is extensive. They have markers and highlighters. I'm not going to go into all of that, but I do want to mention that they have a pen body that is more similar to your traditional sized pen body like the Uniball RE. One thing to note about these erasable pens is that it uses a heat sensitive technology in order to make the ink disappear. So if you live in a climate where temperatures kind of fluctuate between extremes, then this might not be the best pen choice for you. But if you want to maximize your color options and compactness, then my best recommendation would be something like the multi-pen. These are the Hi-Tec C Colettos. You can find custom multi-pens from other brands, but I've had the most experience with these and I really like them because they're very slim. In comparison to a regular pen like the Uniball RE, it's not much different. I've seen a lot of other multi-pens such as the Uni Jetstream, and this holds 3, but it's a little bit thicker, and that might be more comfortable for some of you to write with, but I do prefer the slimmer body. This actually holds 4 colors each in comparison, and I like it because they have these cute little custom toppers that they come out with their limited edition sets that, you know, just add a little bit of extra fun to your pen. These are also great for note-taking, especially if you do color coding. I mean, in just 2 pens, I have 8 different color options. I think that's pretty awesome. They have a great range of colors for the refills, and then the bodies also come in different colors and designs. These 2 specifically are the limited edition Sailor Moon premium Coletto barrels. So the regular Coletto barrels, depending on how many refills you'd like to have available, that'll affect the size of your barrel. So as an example, here is another Sailor Moon limited edition Coletto barrel, but this one is a regular 4 color barrel, so it's slightly larger. Again, it's all preference. And those are my top 3 pen recommendations for those of you who are going back to school. I wanted to keep this video simple and just focus on pens. I didn't cover any other writing implements, but if you'd like to see that in the next video, give this video a thumbs up and shout out in the comments below. I would also love to hear from you what you think should be added to this list. I know that there are a ton of pen options out there, and we've only begun to scratch the surface. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to share it with a friend. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss any of these videos. I love talking about all things pen and paper, so if that's your jam, feel free to stick around. I do my best to upload every Thursday evening, so please take care until then, and I'll catch you in the next one.